girls, it's Hailey Reese, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. I am so grateful that you are here, and as always, I really and truly do hope that you're having an absolutely incredible morning, afternoon, or night, whatever it is for you when this video finally reaches you. I don't even know where to start with this video, and while I don't even know what I'm going to title the video, one thing that I can say for certain and with so much confidence is that this video is not clickbait. It is a video that I've contemplated whether or not I should make it, and there's actually a number of reasons to this, some really dark and terrifying reasons. But ultimately, today I'm finally going to be sharing with you guys a really, really terrifying secret that I've been keeping from you guys. And that's not often that I keep things from you, but there's a number of reasons that I almost didn't share this and this almost didn't happen. If you've been here on my channel checking into my daily videos this month, you guys would know that something really eerie happened towards the start of the month where I shared that I was either being stalked or I was being haunted. And I talked about how I'd been receiving a ton of DMs, comments, emails, basically anywhere that someone could reach someone, I was being reached from this individual claiming that while watching my videos, they were seeing some sort of entities or spirits behind me that were desperate and really, really wanting to talk with me for whatever case that may be. And I shared with you guys how this person not only had said that, but they'd known some things that were going on in my life that I hadn't shared publicly. And the only people that would know those things were or would be my mom, Tyler, the dogs, or a ghost in the room. There was really nobody that was an outsider that knew any of these things. And I found that to be really creepy. Not only did I find it to be creepy, but so did you guys. With that said, though, what I had left out of those videos, and one of the biggest reasons that I was so uncomfortable by it and creeped out by it, was because around this same time, I had made a very, very big paranormal decision, one that I've never made before. And once you make it, there's really no going back. And that's where today's video really begins. But what was strange about that was the coincidence between that paranormal haunted decision and those messages that I was getting. And the fact that I don't believe in coincidences left me wondering if there was something much bigger happening. I have talked a lot in the past about the fact that doing what I do and the fact that I've built an entire channel, family, and community sharing my life experiences, my haunted house, and my paranormal encounters, that has always been, at least over the past 8 years, a really big conversation starter. But what I haven't really talked about is that that's not only a conversation starter for me, but it's also a conversation starter for those close to me, like my mom, my dad, my siblings, Tyler, and my step-parents. Now, my mom has been with Jeremy since before my channel started or took off. And what's interesting is Jeremy is just the sweetest person ever and will always go around talking about all of his kids and all the very fun things and different things that we all do. But he doesn't really often come home with paranormal stories of his own. He very much believes in that stuff. He believes in everything that I do. And he's actually hilarious because he's the first person to say, you guys can go investigate, but don't bring it home. And the irony of that is the fact that I have, in fact, brought something home, and that something is sitting on Jeremy and my mother's property. So the reason that I'm talking about the fact that people in my life start talking about paranormal with those people in their life just naturally is because Jeremy had been out with a friend of his who had been talking about a friend of his. So it's one of those a friend of mine situations, about the fact that they had a trailer that they were desperate to get rid of. And Jeremy, if you guys know, has a trailer of his own, and he keeps the trailer on my mom and his property, and he loves trailers. So immediately his interest is piqued, and he wants to know what this trailer is and why they're getting rid of it. And that's when the guy says, oh, you'll actually believe in this stuff. They're getting rid of the trailer because they believe the trailer is extremely haunted and that there's either a spirit or multiple spirits that are attached to the trailer and can't move on. They proceed to tell Jeremy how this trailer is really, like, you're not able to sleep in this trailer. It's completely run down, and that they were going to scrap the trailer, but that there's so much paranormal activity with the trailer that they don't know what to do with it. And so Jeremy's telling me this while we're over there for dinner one night, and I just couldn't stop thinking about the fact that if they just scrap this trailer, whatever spirit or spirits were attached to it will now either be attached to the scraps of the trailer or attached to the property. And so I'd asked Jeremy if it was possible for us to get out there and try to communicate with whatever spirits are stuck within or around the trailer and hopefully hear their stories before they get rid of the trailer and the haunting just continues on and on. Unfortunately, that just wasn't really an option. It wasn't something that we were able to do, but I was able to ask some more questions about the trailer. And that's when I wanted to make sure whether or not there was anything dark, evil, or just like any sort of negative entity or spirit attached to it. I wanted to know what level of haunting this was, if it was a residual haunting, or if this was one of those hauntings that we've talked about here on my channel where it is absolutely what nightmares are made of. It's something straight out of a horror movie. And immediately, to my understanding, it was made pretty clear that these spirits make their presence known, but they haven't done anything evil or dark, and that the family didn't feel it was evil or anything that had any ill intentions, just that there was definitely something there, and it was terrifying them. All I could think about was how a couple of Octobers ago, we had went to Screaming Tunnel here in Ontario, Canada, with my good friend Lana, who's an evidential medium. And if you're unfamiliar with Screaming Tunnel, it said that if you go into the tunnel with a candle or you light any sort of fire, that you'll hear a scream, the fire will blow out, and you'll be basically scared out of the tunnel by the spirit of a girl. Now, when I had went there with Lana, we talked about how many people perceive that haunting as absolutely terrifying. And what was interesting was Lana did confirm that that tunnel was very haunted and did confirm that that spirit was in there and that she was, in fact, doing these really, really creepy, terrifying things. Like at one point, Lana was saying that she was like climbing the walls of the tunnel and like trying to scare us away. She had mentioned to us, though, that the spirit herself wasn't this evil demon entity, but instead the spirit was trying to scare people away because she simply wanted to be left alone. What she'd experienced here prior to her death was absolutely traumatic and heartbreaking, and she wanted to be left alone. And so what was she doing? She was scaring people away. But it wasn't an evil entity. It wasn't this monstrosity of a spirit. It was just a trapped spirit who had been through a lot. Lana was able to cross one of the spirits they're on, but this girl just simply wouldn't go. And so, to my understanding up till now, that spirit is still within Screaming Tunnel. But with that being said, it really made me start to think, what spirits are trapped inside this trailer? What's their story, and why don't they want to leave? Again, this trailer is not like Jeremy's trailer. This isn't a trailer that you're going to get all cozy for a camping weekend in and enjoy your time inside. It is a run down trailer that should be either being fixed up, which would take a pretty penny, or being used for scrap. And I couldn't stop thinking about it, and one way or another, we made it happen that the trailer is now sat on my mom's property, and we are going to investigate it and hopefully get to the bottom of whatever the story is and why the haunting has continued on. So what we've heard about the haunting, I didn't ask too many questions. The main question that I really wanted to know was, has anything dark happened? Do you perceive anything to be evil? Has anything done any physical harm? Like, I wanted to know to that degree. And to my understanding, it was more so the type of haunting where you will see what looks like a person or a couple of people inside the trailer when nobody should be inside of it. They would hear voices and noises coming from inside the trailer too, but when they would look inside, nobody was there. It said that the family that had the trailer prior to even this family experienced a ton of bad luck. And to my understanding, some loss there too. But whatever was going on with this trailer had this family so freaked out that nobody even wanted to be alone around it, and they were scared with what to do with it. They were actually Googling all about this stuff. It's like those forums that we read from here on my channel where people are talking about their experiences. This was a real life one happening not far from here. And so I'm really curious to see through our investigation what exactly we're going to hear from these spirits and what the story is. Now, if you haven't been here on my channel or just aren't familiar with my mom's property, the house that she lives in, it sits on hundreds of acres of land. There is so much land here that it didn't put her out or creep them out to have the trailer in a portion of their land for the time being, for us to properly investigate it, hopefully hear the story and do our best to cleanse whatever energy is there. But what I will say is I'll touch more on this in the investigation portion of this series. But since it's been in that section of her property, they've already experienced some really, really strange things too. So it leads me to question what type of activity we're going to be met with. When I started getting those emails, those DMs, those comments from that girl, and it just so happened to be around the time that I was setting everything up for getting the trailer and being able to investigate inside the trailer, it was when this girl was saying that there's all these spirits that are so excited to talk to me. And that's one of the big reasons that I was so creeped out earlier this month, is I started to wonder, like, is this a good thing or is this a bad thing? You know, do these spirits know that they're about to be located somewhere that I'm going to go and make a connection with them and hopefully be able to help them hear their story, see why this haunting is happening? Or is that a bad sign that there's these spirits now? That's the biggest reason that I've kept this secret from you guys and have yet to share it on any social media platforms, because up until yesterday, up until a couple of days ago, I wasn't even sure this was going to be a series here on my channel. I wasn't sure that it was something that we were going to go through with. But I talked about it deeply with my mom. I talked about it deeply with Tyler, and we came to the conclusion that this is an opportunity to really hear a story and hopefully do what we can on our side of things, so that when the trailer is scrapped or wherever the trailer ends up, whatever ends up happening with it, there's no strong energy attached to it in the way that it has been. At least that it won't be scaring people. That's the hope, right? So that is basically where we are at with this trailer situation. We now have a trailer sitting on my mom's property that we are going to be investigating, and I'm going to film the entire thing for you guys from start to finish. We are going to go through this entire journey together. We're going to see what communication comes through, what kind of experiences we have, what kind of paranormal activity we can document throughout the entire thing. I have yet to even set foot inside of the trailer yet. All of that will be recorded for the first time with you guys. So get ready for that. And with that being said, I'd love to know in the comment section below what you guys think as far as questions we should ask, how we should approach this, and what you think about it in general. I know there's going to be some of you that are going to think I'm absolutely crazy for this. But again, there is so much land on the property. The trailer is outside. None of us are welcoming it in. And to my understanding, there is nothing evil or dark attached to it. But I do want to know what you guys think, because it's going to be a terrifying journey. To my understanding, while the spirits aren't dark per se, they are active and they make their presence known. So it should be a really interesting investigation, and I'm looking forward to it. But that is the secret that I've been keeping from you, and the main reason why I was so creeped out when that girl started messaging me. It really threw me off. Well, you guys, that is basically it for today's video. Now that I've put it out there and shared it with you guys, we can get started in the investigative portion of this. I'm going to be investigating it as soon as possible. There's probably going to be multiple parts to this, both on my channel and on Tyler's channel. I'll have him linked down below. He's also been uploading every single day this month, so there's tons of content for you guys there to explore. But you definitely don't want to miss this series on our channels, because it's about to get crazy and may just be one of the creepiest videos I've filmed in a while. But that is basically it so far. If you guys are new to my channel, or you are just not yet subscribed but you do enjoy my videos, I would absolutely love it if you would go ahead and click that subscribe button. We are about to embark on a terrifying journey, and I'd love for you to be a part of it with me from start to finish. So make sure to subscribe down below, or at least check into my channel every single day. And please give this video a big thumbs up if you guys are excited for the videos to come. I've been getting a ton of people writing me saying, Hailey, where are the investigations? And I still have some other investigations that we filmed that are going to be posted here on my channel, but I can't wait to get back into exploring. So I hope that you guys are just as excited as I am. Remember, my loves, do all things with kindness. And until tomorrow, I love you. Bye, guys.